Taylor, author, actor, motivational speaker, life coach, young, successful. I added the last two titles to the mix,
Yes.
although they definitely do fit. We are here on Your Perspective to talk to him about how he got there, what he's done, his journey, and how he's making a difference in so many individuals' lives all over New York City. Stay tuned.
But yeah,
How did you evolve into all of those roles successfully?
I don't think that there's a specific answer. All I can say is the grace of God. In a sense, like I didn't plan to do this. I think it just kind of, when He's ordering your steps, it just kind of organically flows.
Well, what was your original plan?
My original plan was to be Diddy. I moved up to New York because I wanted to work in music industry, and I really wanted to be Diddy. Like everything that he represents, like as far as music,
entrepreneur,
like being a music artist, the just produce everything. I wanted to be him, and when I came up here initially, I worked at Def Jam. I interned and worked at Def Jam Records, and what I found is that sometimes the things that you want the most, when you get it, is not really what you want.
Wow. How did your path change?
Well, from there I got signed to Wilhelmina Models for acting, and so I kind of transitioned out, which was another dream of mine to act. From there, my father, God rest his soul, he passed away during that transition time, and I think I would say through like maybe 5-6 years I went through like this depression of not knowing what I'm supposed to do next, not knowing what God had planned for me, what was next for me in my life. So one of the things that I found that always brought joy for me was to bring encouragement and inspiration to others. It's like a friend of mine was like, yo, you should make a book of your tweets. And that's how I kind of
Take me back
came
though.
to here.
How do you go from feeling a sense of depression and sadness to motivating others? Because when you're in that state, it's hard enough to even put one foot in front of the other, yet alone you're tweeting all these uplifting messages.
Well, I believe when something is your purpose, it's kind of a common thread in your life. And as far back as I can remember, I've always been the voice of reason for people, even being in junior high. I still have friends who tell me stuff that I said to them back in junior high.
I love that.
So
me too.
right. So for me, I think it was just a joy that brings joy to my life to encourage somebody.
You say a lot of motivational words and information and encouragement that you, not only that you've tweeted, but that you have formulated into a book, Pervis Principles. It's a daily meditation. It's his first volume, which I love it. I really, really do love it. And you say a lot of information that people who are in their 40s or and older or whatever age say to themselves, if only in my teens and in my early 20s I would have had this information, yet you have cultivated it into your life and have spread it outward. How have you made it a brand, so to speak?
And again, I don't have a concrete answer to that. I just say the grace of God. Like literally writing this book, I didn't know that it would turn into me being a life coach. It would turn into me being a public speaker. It would turn into me doing workshops and all the things that I do now, being a contributor. And one of the last conversations I had with my father, he prophesied that I would write a book and I would be doing the things that I'm doing now.
Wow.
So I guess it was just his final words is manifesting in my life.
So every morning, Pervis sends out morning inspirational emails, which I get and I love. And this morning, today, it's what, July 24th, 5th?
Yes.
It's July, just know that. I got the morning inspiration and it was so honestly timely to just what's going on in my own life. So I'll read it for the audience. Solitude should never be confused with loneliness. Solitude is a necessary step on the road to greatness. It involves making a conscious decision to retreat and spend time with yourself to renew your mind and spirit. Moreover, preparing your heart for the journey ahead. Alone time is not a negative thing. It's essential for your growth. So profound simply with living in a city like New York where it's really fast and crazy and going for your goal can really get intertwined with feeling alone, but it's not that. It's you're focused.
Yeah. And when you choose to really, go after your purpose and really go on that road to greatness, you're making a conscious decision to have solitude.
Well, my concern, and I know you've worked with all levels and backgrounds of individuals, is the person, the male or the female, who is in an environment that they don't have value. They're not told that. They're not given the tools and the words and the opportunities and the mentorship. Like, how do they establish value?
I like to do exercises. Like, I have to, like, simple things like telling yourself in the mirror every day 5 things that make you valuable. I think something as simple as that, it's like rote. It becomes rote memory.
Why doesn't the Black community push that more? Because I've heard that, and I'll be honest, I think I'm not doing that. That's crazy. And then I started doing it at a time in my life where I was really down and out.
Right.
And it works.
Well,
and
it's systemic. Well, it's systemic. In the African American community, we don't like to talk about mental illness. We don't like to talk about low self-esteem. We don't like to talk about everything that's taboo. Your self-talk is so important. It is your voice. I mean, because you all you got.
Because you can make you crazy, or
right.
you can make you sane.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely. So I think if you're going to be talking to yourself, you're going to have that self-talk. It should be positive.
Right.
It's just that simple. Hands down. And you should know the things that make you valuable, because this world is going to tell you everything that does not make you valuable.
Love it. So, Pervis's book, Volume 1, Pervis Principles, a daily meditation. I have a favorite in here. Actually, I have a few favorites. I'm making myself pick one right now.
I would love to hear what it is.
I'm going to tell you.
Because everybody has like their own favorite one. And when they're reading it, I'm like, I wrote that? You know what I mean?
You wrote this, honey. On day 11, page 28, you wrote this. Slow burn. This principle is a big one for your 20s. Go 20s. Success comes daily. Another principle. This applies to little by little. Small achievements add up to big ones. Thus, a small flame heats up the pot just like a large flame. It just takes more time. Truth be told, most lasting individuals who have longevity all experienced a slow burn. Pervis Principles Volume 2 is out.
Well, this is the proof.
Unofficially.
Unofficially, that's just the proof copy.
It's out for me.
It's out for you. It's the proof copy.
Tell us about Pervis Principles number 2.
Well, it's just a continuation of the first one. It's a little bit more, I would say, more profound. In a sense, like, I've grown. I'm not the same Pervis that wrote this book. I'm not even the Pervis that wrote this book. I'm on to the next book, but this is just a little bit more deeper.
Can I read one snippet?
Yes,
I'm just gonna open day 11. How ironic.
Day 11 again.
And yes, okay. All value in life is determined by the exchange. Think about it. If you buy a car, you exchange money for what the car is worth. God exchanged life over death when He allowed you and me to live. Therefore, we all have value and worth. Oh. Love. We all have value and worth.
Every single person.
That's what we should start saying to ourselves in the mirror.
Every single person has value and worth, and whether they see it is the question.
Right.
That's the debate. But everybody has value.
So the first person to leave a comment on this interview is going to get a book from me. Your Perspective, Pervis Principles, Volume 2. He'll sign it. He'll sign it. And you'll be blessed and you'll love it. And we're going to continue having more Pervis Principle moments. This is just the first of many, and I truly thank you for this time. I mean, we just scratched the surface. There's more to come. So.
Yes.
Thank you all for watching. Pervis Taylor III. I love that name. Such a strong name. And tell us where we can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at Pervis Taylor, PervisTaylor, as well as Instagram. I'm on Pinterest too, and you can like my page on Facebook, Pervis Taylor.
And you can follow me at Miss Mushaka or at Mushaka on Instagram.
I love that name.
So much. I love it too. Thank you so much for watching Your Perspective. We'll be back.